harvest you for phone charge.
This place has a lot of potential.
It's a good spot for this place.
Doesn't get any better than this, man.
Take anything for free.
Ready for business.
So we are going to start here. This is where new players would walk down from the vault. It wouldn't be the first encounter of bad guys. There's some ghouls on the way down. So there's some ghouls on the way down. And there's a retarded Scorch. We're just standing here and he doesn't see us. $47. I know I only have to get to 40 to 150 and I'm good. So. Now, so I'm thinking about removing the second floor completely and incorporating it into the bottom floor and just having the greenhouse on top. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to completely tear this one down, move it.
Just taking it all in.
Have to move the whole bubble over, and there's no way to do that. Well, there is, but there isn't. The only way to do it is to move the whole camp over, and the camp is the bubble. Then I have to go to the camp. In other words, the whole camp has to be rebuilt anyway. It's not gonna move spot. It's just gonna move over a little bit where I can position the bubble, so I can build evenly on both sides. And then I can still rebuild the camp like it is. Then modify, make this one wall bigger. Not modify this, but modify this one bigger. Maybe this a couple, and this one bigger and build a bigger back, and then thus build a second. The other thing would be to move this middle part completely to the back. Should be another thing I could do, make it more like my other camp. So, let's see. So what was we going to do? Was we going to continue our journey, walking down the street? Because if we walk down this street right here, we can walk right down here, and we could eventually end up at this camp. Of course, if we walk right up the street, which isn't very far, we can get to this camp. The camp that's the furthest away is this camp up here. This is the furthest one away. This one would actually take a minute to get there. Well, I wanted the other camps further away. The one camp used to be up here by Optus Pharma. Right. Here somewhere. Approximately. But then I found an acid spot over here, so I moved it over here, because all my camps are sitting on some sort of resources. I moved my portable camp, portable survival camp here, because there's a resource here, but the survival camp can't access the resources. It's not designed to. So the only option would be to either get another camp and put there, or move this camp, which I ain't gonna do because that one's sitting on junk. It's just marking it until I decide what to do with it. Well, see, if we come up here to this camp, we could still come up here. And walk over here to this data. I collected the water yesterday. This one's the soil. So where's the air one at? Well, we could come up this way. We could come up this way, come over here. and over that way. That is quite a trek, though. So we'll go this way. This way we can come over and get the air one. We're not fast traveling and we're not taking any shortcuts. I like how he's gone overboard on furniture. Interesting. He just built this and the sign. He's a new player because he doesn't know that this sign can light up. You just have to provide it with power and apply power to right there. And the sign will light up. You will notice that it's very similar to the Wayward sign because the original plans for it was made by her. Well, the interesting thing is that there is a backstory with Duchess, but, you know, it's never exactly, she never exactly admits it, but she actually comes from Welch. Someone must have built their camp here. Look at how close these camps are together, man. This is ridiculous. He put his camp over there, and this other individual puts his camp like right here. They both got to be new players because they haven't built very much. When you first start out, you get this workbench and this workbench out the gate, and you can build easy structures like this. This is actually part of the foundation here. You can make your foundation tilt like that. I've never personally built it, but you can do that. You know, one thing that would be really cool is if they did add vehicles to this game, but I don't know if they're going to add vehicles to this game. But it just would be cool if they did. Where we have to fix a vehicle and drive it around. But stupid Liberator bots. No, so the air one's up here at the up at the lighthouse, so we gotta travel up here to the lighthouse. See, ideally, a new player would want to come up here. See, ideally, a new player would want to build his camp right here on this gravel, so he can put up an extractor and build this, so he could build, you know, he builds his house, so he can build it on foundation of cement. This is how you get to the lighthouse. As a new player, to be able to fast travel up here, you're going to have to come do it first. You have to walk up here. Unless, of course, there's a couple of exceptions to this rule. Could have swore I saw one of those convoys. These enemies are not very high level, so taking them out is not a big deal. And then new players will want to come up here. And if you can look at the scenic route, it gives you the option to look at the scene, look at the scene. Because if it gives you that option, because it does usually from high points or from the whatchamacallit. When you find these watchtowers, is that the what? These lookout towers. It'll give you the option to look at the scene. You look at the scene, then it'll show you where other things like this are. You can't fast travel until you've actually physically been there, but it will show up on your map because your map will be blank. It won't have any place you've never been or seen. So, ideally, that's what you want. Now, if you've never been here before, there is an option to come here where you don't have to walk all the way here. It's kind of a cheat. You have two options for sure. You can be with a buddy, and the buddy can come here, and then you can fast travel to him, because you can always fast travel to any of your friends and or people in your group. So if you're in a group with somebody, you can always fast travel to your other group members. So if you want to, you don't want to walk here, you can always have them come here The other third option, which is unlikely, is why I don't really throw it out there unless, is that somebody builds their camp up here and that you can fast travel to their camp. But that's never a guarantee. I've never seen anybody build their camp up here. Not to saying that they won't, I just never seen it. The other is that there is a event, or is it event, or is it activity? It's one or the other. It's called Path to Enlightenment, I think. But you come up here, you kill a bunch of bad guys, and then the Mothman comes. Shit. This is the completion of it right here. That's the Mothman that comes down. You can clearly see the Mothman there, and then you can clearly see the lighthouse in the background. This picture was taken during that event. This here. And if you do that event, it will transport you to whatever events, which is why I always recommend to every player to do the events. Because if you've never been to the event, you can still fast travel to that event. All you have to do is come up here to where it says activities. And let's say you've never done that on-clay activity in Harper's Ferry. You've never been to Harper's Ferry. All you have to do is join that activity. It'll fast travel you automatically whether you've ever been to Harper's Ferry ever again. And then while you're doing that event, because it will not automatically bring you back at the completion, when the activity is completed, it will leave you there. There's only a few things that will actually bring you back to where you started was. And that's doing the daily ops. You do the daily ops, and it'll bring you back to wherever you started the daily op at. But the activities and the events will not. And any one of these will take you to, like this one right here will take you to the Skyline Valley. This one will take you to the Ash Heap. This one will do Monster Mash. If you join the Monster Mash, this will take you to Watoga High School, because that's where that is. Upon completion of the Monster Mash, you will then discover the Watoga High School. What's this? Maybe that's what I saw. So that's kind of a cheat sheet. Well, it's not really a cheat sheet, but it is, if you consider it, it's not really cheating technically, but it will help you discover places that would take you forever to walk there, or a day or two. But ideally, a new player is going to want to explore the map anyway. And like those new players that have built their camps just down from where here, You know, ideally, you don't want to build a bunch of stuff to start out with, because you want to build your camp. You want to build your camp as many places as possible. So you start out, you start building your camp. You start walking up here, and you get tired of the game and you want to just stop. You don't want to go all the way back to your camp, so what you would do is you find a spot, like so. If the module is red, you can't move your camp. It doesn't charge you the 20 or 40 caps to move your camp until you have successfully moved it. So now, if I want, I can move my camp right here. And then I can stop for the day right here. And then when I start back up again, then or I can build my turrets or whatever. And then it also stores it as a blueprint, so everything can be rebuilt instantly at the new place. Townhouse is why you want to keep your buildings small. They're harder to place if you make big buildings like I usually do. Unless you get a template house, which is what my one is, kind of. An all-in-one building. Okay, council. And this is why you always want to build turrets. And then the first workbench you want to take over is that one right there at that junkyard. Get a lot of good resources down there. You can build your first power armor that you can get in the game, which is the excavator power armor. It's usually the easiest one to get. You just got to go down to Guevara mining to get the plans, because they're on a computer in the basement. And when you get close to a workbench, it will trigger this thing where you can claim it, which is usually a mission. You don't want to. I don't claim them on a regular basis because once you claim them, every hour on the hour usually there'll be an event where you have to come back and defend it. Unless you're collecting resources here, you can build your excavator power armor here at this workstation. Wow, somebody planted some corn. You can plant anything you want. You can pretty much build whatever you want within the camp. Just like your camp. See, here's black titanium. This is what the excavator is basically made of. That's why you want to come here. See that event that just popped up on the screen? Project Paradise. If you've never been to Octus Pharma, that will allow you to go to Octus Pharma. See, nobody owns it. I could take over it if I want. There are a lot of resources here. You got a broken camera. Radaway, which is really good for new players. Chemistry workstation. We'll take those. We'll leave those because not everybody has that. I don't really need the caps. I have so many caps, I don't know what to do with them all. These Nuka-Cola machines will have Nuka-Cola will randomly spawn in them. The other day I said that there is at least 2 that I personally know of. Electric chairs. This is one of them. If you pick this, that's what's in here. It's a level 3, so you don't have level 3. This is a junkie spot. You automatically get the thing to build those. You never have to have plans for those extractors. You automatically have them. But you will need the power to power them. So, and they take 10 power, so you need at least a medium generator. Not a small, medium. Because the really small portable one only does 3. The next one up from that does 5. The one up from that does 10. The one up from that does 100. So, just like every place else, you will want to build turrets here to protect it. Also to help you fight down the bad guys. You get robots attacking you, you get pretty much anything you can think of can attack you. See, my one camp is up there in that mountain somewhere, if I'm looking at it correctly. Yep, right here. Somebody's got their camp up here, so I can't build my camp up there. But there's 2 resources up here. There's copper, which you have to refine using acid. That's why you need to collect acid. And steel. I think it's steel. This dog bowl breaks down into plastic. And a lot of things in the game needs plastic. You need to find screws, springs, anything with screws or springs in it. Lots of screws you need for the excavator. Requires a lot of screws. And when you build the excavator, if you can stay and build it on the premises. Although, you know, unless you have a friend to help you clear out the robots, there's also an Assaultron you gotta clear out. You have to clear out the Assaultron before you can register it, because you have to go register it. Once it's registered, then the mission is complete, and you will get the you will get the power armor workstation that you can build in your camp.
Jumped me. Those damn settlers jumped me. I fought them off, but I'm all out of ammo. Got any spare ammo? Trying to make it back to Crater in one piece. What are the chances? I guess for you and me, it's just not our day.
Well, I don't carry any of those ammos. If I would have looted them off of somebody, maybe, but...
How many of these do I have to look through? There's gotta be the one.
You're telling the story, so I'll go with whatever you decide. New players will also, those raiders folk, will shoot at you, so keep that in mind. Now, which way are we headed again? We're heading straight up into the hills. Oh yeah, and pick up wood. It's not a daily challenge, it's a survival challenge, I think. Oh yeah, that thing about doing the things is a trick, not a cheat. It's free advice. It's a nickel's worth of free advice. Would someone do already harv? Oh no, I guess not. It's another gravel pit. You can put an extractor on that and extract the gravel and make it into cement. Make sure I'm still on the right path. How did I get shit? I don't want to go all the way back. I went on the wrong path. That is so nice of you, Luke, to help wash your sister. Yeah, my two cats are brother and sister. They're also the last two survivors of the same litter. All their brothers and sisters perished.
Sonny makes a good hoagie.
I don't know what you've been smoking. I've never seen a hoagie from Sonny's. No, I only have fusion cells. I don't know what the challenges are. I hadn't even looked yet. I just know that the ones about the ones I've completed. That's it.
Hey, I ain't stealing. I'm taking what's mine. This is our land. Don't you forget it.
It's not your land. You know, it's whoever's land it was when the world blew up. It's still their property. Just because we had a world war doesn't mean nothing. Doesn't mean everything's up for grabs. If the survivors survived, or somebody else was there first, then it's their land. No, if he comes out with an attitude, then I come out with an attitude right back. I'm nice when I can't, when people are nice to me, but if people are mean to me, then and I'm like that in real life too. If you're nice to me, I'm nice back. But if you're mean to me, I'm mean.
Don't get it confused. I don't let you walk about because of fear. Respect. Well. If it isn't Meg's little lapdog. Looks like she's not around to protect you. That's just too bad. All right, very funny. Yeah? You think you're funny. A real wise guy. You know, Meg's let this little ego of yours get out of control. Someone needs to put an end to that. You threatening me, pal? Whoa, look. Take it easy now. You know, I was just joking, right? Here, take this. Oh, and, please, this doesn't need to get back to Meg, all right? Make room for the badass.
Wow. No, my strong opinion with that is that whatever friends we have established before we become a ghoul, we should be able to maintain. If we haven't ran into the crater folk yet, and then we become a ghoul, then that's another story. You know, that's right. I didn't activate my grenades. That's why I haven't been using them. No, they're feral. They lost their brains. I still have mine. I still have my humanity. Another empty bottle of beer on the wall, another empty bottle of beer on the wall. I don't know why this is. Oh, if there's a dungeon here. Onward and upward. The regular school buses you can't blow up, but I have to remember that there's a Yogwai right here. Next time I have to take out Yogwais. Where the fuck did the road go? The road's over more. Have I ever been here before? I've been to the one up the street, but I don't think I've ever been here.
Nah, I keep getting easily turned around in a fight. Might have to use
My scrap kit.
Finally, a nice day. What's that over there? Chopping tree after tree. We will make this place feel like home. When I grew up dreaming about living off the land, I didn't picture it quite like this. Clean up this, fix that. Never ceased to think.
It's under the impression that I want that, which I don't. Wow, somebody's survival tent. No, I had to activate my camp so when I run across it, I can stop. I don't know, I didn't see the survival tent out here. No, I'm tighter than the kitties are. And they're taking a nap. No, we don't feed our cats junk food. That's why our cats are still alive. Our cats didn't develop diabetes. Our cats had their shots. Me and my grandson's cat. Technically, it's my cat until he turns 18, but... or moves out, because I don't want my cat to be without a buddy. No, it'll start raining because this one has rain. The one in the one of the ones in the mountain has snow. This one has rain. Alexa, how much longer on the timer? Kill a what? A Brahmin? Huh. Collect caps. Well, that's what I did. I just didn't collect enough caps. Well, that's all for now. I'm tired. I'm going to take a break. I may be back on later for a part 2. If not, I will be back tomorrow around my usual time after dinner, around 5 o'clock p.m. Mountains Daylight Time. Just depends on how I feel in a little bit. But I'm really hot right now and I'm really tired. I don't know if it's because I'm hot or tired. Alexa, what time is it? So until either later or tomorrow at Victorium.